Hello, everyone. Today I will be talking about the general view of endless mode in TDX, what I think is the issue, and how I would improve TDX endless mode. Before we start, I would like to say that this is just my opinion mixed with some of the community's. I understand that the devs have worked hard on the Nightmare update and are in need of a break, and John had very few days to balance endless before release. I also know that they are indeed planning on doing an endless rework, but once again, it's just my opinion. Now, on to the video. Endless mode in TDX was one of the biggest updates of the game, not just because of the mode, but also because the towers and other things that were introduced in the update. This was also around the time I joined the game, so there's also that. But now, with modern TDX, the expectations have been raised, and much of the community has evolved a negative view on this mode. To show this, I have done a survey by server hopping, and I managed to gather about 30 responses from people around level 100 plus. Although 30 responses is not a lot, it's enough for a general image. So what is the general image? Well, most people who voted are split into two groups. The group that thinks endless is, "Yeah, we love endless, yeah!" And another group that says that endless is a piece of... Of course, there are a few people in between, but not as much. Now, let me explain some things that people think endless is not good. Some people say that it's too long and contains too much filler waves. This I can agree to, as a game of endless, even with 1.5 speed, can take more than 2 hours. And for the average Joe, speedrunning can be annoying, and 1 hour of just sitting there can be very annoying. Something else people also complain that endless mode is not endless, and I can kinda understand this, but personally, I think that this is a much smaller issue compared to the other problems endless has. Take BTD6, for example. BTD6 has a system where waves are auto-generated after a certain wave, and you can save the game anytime because most of the time you play in a single-player game. TDX, however, is mostly played with multiple people, making saving very inconvenient, and I personally believe that there are probably better ways to solve this. This can be done in multiple ways, like unlocking 2.5 speed after beating a wave multiple times, or removing the filler waves, making every wave a challenge, which will significantly shorten endless. Now, I could point out more of endless's flaws, but many people have already done that, and it wouldn't be entertaining. Instead, I want to point out some of the things endless does well. So what does endless do well? Well, with the responses that I collected, I managed to get a few things that people really like about endless. Firstly, people really like the bosses in endless, and what can I say? Erad MK4 and MK1C, as well as Calamity, are really cool bosses. What I think this mode does well is having very unique gameplay compared to other modes. This mode allows for more strategies, as well as making DPS towers like Golden Juggernaut and Warship shine.
So that was my thoughts on endless mode, along with opinions I got from other TDX players. I hope you enjoyed my real first talk video, and please give me any feedback, as it's my first time making a long video that I actually put effort into. Thanks for listening. Peace.